up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with the reunion for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Season 5 reunion part 1, you guys. So, before we do get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out of this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, you guys, and turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss part 1 of the Salt Lake City reunion. Now, you guys know that I watched the reunions on Peacock, so I got the uncensored version and it was extended as well. So I don't really know what they showed on Bravo last night, but neither here nor there. We're here to discuss the Salt Lake City reunion. Let me know if you guys watched it, what you guys thought about it. Part 1, I thought it was a good part 1. We did talk a whole lot about Bronwyn in part 1. I will say that. Lisa Barlow, y'all know how I feel about Lisa. Y'all know I can't stand Lisa. Lisa's fake as fuck. Them tears that Lisa tried to put on, fake as fuck. Like everything about Lisa, fake as fuck. She looks like a melted witch. Her and this bone flat hair, horrible dress, horrible everything, horrible. She's a horrible person. But let's get into it, you guys. Like I said, part 1, okay, I was okay with it. Like I said, it was kind of Bronwyn heavy in parts of it, but nonetheless, we'll still talk about it. Hey, Orange Blossom. So you say part 1 was cool? Yeah, I like part 1. So we see the ladies as they come out on set. So the set is the Bezos theme of Lisa's party from the first episode of this season, right? And you guys know the seating chart. So the seating chart is as they're standing. So to Andy's, is it his right or is it? So to Andy's right is Angie, Mary, Whitney, and Braun. Now they switched because it was Angie, Mary, Bronwyn, and Whitney at the end, and on the opposite side it was Lisa, it was Heather, and it was Meredith. I still hate some of these dresses, but it is what it is, right? They're different colors. I don't even know if Lisa's dress is not red, and neither is Angie's dress. But okay, we're not gonna nitpick over it. We're not gonna nitpick. So you guys know Andy does his pleasantries to the ladies. We found out that Rihanna is following Bronwyn on social media. I think it's probably Instagram, and that Rihanna DM'd her. We all know Rihanna is a Bravo girly. I love the fact that Rihanna is so down to earth that she watches Bravo. Um, so Andy asked Angie and both Lisa for safe words in case they get to the point where they're arguing and screaming over each other, right? So Lisa's Bezos. I was like, okay. And Angie's was Oprah. I was like, okay, cool. So we start the reunion up and we start talking about Whitney's business, Prism, right? And so Andy's asking the question about the picture, why the picture that was on her website, why it was similar to the picture on Alibaba, right? So Whitney is saying that the picture that's on Alibaba is not from, that's not her product. I was like, okay. But that picture that you have on your website from Alibaba was absolutely the same picture. Like there was no distinction in that picture. But I mean, okay, Whitney, if that's what you want to go with and that's what you want to rock with and that's what you want to say, cool. So Whitney says that she has custom designs on her website. And I was like, okay, you have custom designs. How does that help us? Like, what is that supposed to do? But I was like, okay, cool, right? She got custom designs. So then she says that, the photo that was sent to her, it was just a placeholder. I was like, so somebody sent you, so you used to have a placeholder photo on your website, which is the same picture that is on Alibaba. Whitney, that is nonsensical. Huh, that is nonsensical, girl. That shit is from Alibaba. Like, it's okay to say it's from Alibaba. The thing you could have said, like, here's because I mean, even when it comes to certain websites, right? If they don't have a picture of it, they'll put coming soon or something like that. Like, you could have put a coming soon photo up there instead of a stock photo from Alibaba. Whitney missed me with the bullshit. But Whitney said that her pieces are custom made. I was like, okay. Orange Blossom says, Whitney, girl, stop. We saw the Alibaba stock photos. Exactly. I was just sitting there looking, listening to Whitney. I was like, girl, none of this makes sense. I get the fact that you're saying that, when you have your pictures up, that someone does a photo shoot with the model. That's typically how most companies operate. They have a model the clothing, the jewelry, whatever it is that they're from whatever it is, whatever their product is. There's always typically a stock photo of a model, not a stock photo of someone else's stock photo. But you know what, Whitney? Again, I ain't even gonna sit here and just come down on you too hard, right? So then we move on to talking about Lisa. And Lisa is basically trying to sit here and say that, she didn't think this was going to be a big thing. Well, no, she said she didn't think it was a big thing because everybody was already talking about it. And Whitney and Andy were both like, well, it was just one lone blog that was talking about it when there are millions of people who talk about, watch this show, and, there was nothing out there about it. So then we talk about Meredith and the fact that Meredith didn't tell Whitney the conversation, right? So Meredith is like, well, I brought up something that was brought up on camera. And Whitney was like, but you didn't bring it to me. You went to Heather. You went to my cousin and told her. And I was like, yeah. And then Meredith is like, but they never do that for her. I was like, oh my God, Meredith, girl, you finna get on my nerves already. You're about to get on my nerves already. So then Andy moves on over to Lisa and asks Lisa, so you hired a you got your cybersecurity involved. He says, so what did your cybersecurity find? And they didn't. Well, Whitney didn't give me anything. Oh my, Whitney did not give me what I needed. I should give you my invoice, Whitney. I was like, girl, shut up. You are so annoying. So Whitney is like, well, you have his number, so you could have called him. And Lisa, I don't have his number, Whitney. I don't have his number, but your best friend has it. And I was like, touche. I was like, okay, I get your point, Whitney. Like, if you really wanted Up and Adam's number, your girlfriend got it. I don't have to give you a damn thing. Meredith has talked to him. You call him. You get it. You get this information that you want to vindicate yourself. Like, you're the one that's trying to vindicate yourself, not me. So I got where Whitney was coming from. And I was like, are we gonna keep on going with this? Because I mean, let's be honest. Even and Whitney has on some of her prism. Whitney has on some of her prism jewelry. Actually, you guys, I'm so curious right about now. Like, I really want to go and look at Whitney's website. I really want to look at her website. But I just think it's just weird that I mean, it's so weird, Whitney, that, you know, okay. So, I mean, she's not, yeah, Whitney, girl, I think you still lying, beloved. I still think you lying. Because even on your website, these look like these could be stock photos from Alibaba. Because I don't like you have the picture of the necklaces. Oh, and okay. So I see what she's done. She has a stock photo, but then if you click on if you click on it, then you will see a model with the jewelry on. But Whitney, you still ain't fooling nobody. But okay. Orange Blossom says, of course they didn't bring Alibaba to Whitney. Wouldn't want to hurt her feelings. Yeah. So then after that, we move on. Now the transitions in part one of the reunion, I thought they were very interesting because we moved on from Whitney and Alibaba to Angie and Lisa. So a viewer brought up brought up the conversation that Heather had with Lisa about Angie and the whole, her being the whole bad mom thing, the whole bad mom of it all, right? Now, Heather, it's so interesting, Heather. Like, you have talked about how fake Bronwyn is this season, but you're just as fake as Bronwyn is. Like, and nobody clocked that and nobody called that out. And I find that quite funny because you had a conversation with Angie and you went back and had the same, you went back and told Lisa what was said about her, right? And Angie says, she knows that Heather loves her, but Heather went and twisted her words. And Heather is saying that she never said anything about a bad mom. But the way that you relate that message, Heather, that is exactly how it came off, as if Angie was calling Lisa a bad mother. So, girl, shut the fuck up. Please and thank you. So at one point, Lisa and Angie are arguing with each other and they're both arguing over each other, right? And Andy was looking at Angie. Andy was looking at Angie saying, Opa. He looked at Lisa, Bezos. Then he just said, y'all are talking over each other. And then you have Lisa over there with these non-tears in her eyes, just faking like she's crying. I'm like, oh my God. Like you are the the definition of a Karen and a white woman, just using them tears or lack thereof to weasel your way out of a situation. Like, Lisa, girl, I see through you. I'm over you already. And we got two more parts to this reunion. But then she's like, she's trying to say that she moved forward with Angie. And then she mentioned a conversation that she had with Bronwyn. And Bronwyn chimed in about the conversation, and Lisa's like, "Oh, so Bronwyn has something that she wants to say." And I was like, "Ma'am, you just literally mentioned a woman's name, so why the fuck wouldn't she have something to say?" Like, these ladies don't get with Lisa the way I would get with Lisa, because I would cuss Lisa from here to there until the only person that gets with Lisa is Mary. And Mary said that what did Mary say about Lisa at one point? Mary said that Lisa, which I agree with her. Mary said she needs a mute button, and I agree with her. Hey, Monique King, you say Lisa's white woman tears were flowing from start to finish, and they were. They were. And she was irritating me. But it's like what my girl Belle says. She loves to see white women each other. And it is funny when you see a white woman, another white woman. I be so confused about that, right? So Heather, like I said, nobody's calling out how fake Heather is, right? Because because Heather said something and talking about how she felt like there was a shift between Lisa and Angie's relationship. And I really feel like you went and told Lisa what Angie said to basically kiss Lisa's ass and be in Lisa's good graces. Like, Heather, you're full of shit. And that's all I got to say about that, right? So then we bring up a tweet from Angie's, right? Now, I do remember this tweet because Angie had, Meredith had tweeted something, or either Angie had tweeted something, and then the other one responded, right? So Andy asked the question about Angie's tweet, like, why did you say that Lisa has a mystery man that pays for her injections or her fillers or something like that? Like something to that effect, right? So then Angie says that it was in reaction to Meredith saying that she was a backup dancer in a video with Jen and Monica. I'm gonna pause on that part and get to Orange Blossom's comment real quick, and then we'll come back to that. Orange Blossom says, I agree. They let Heather off too easily, especially after the finale. Exactly. it's funny. People, we can always call out Whitney, which I ain't got no problem with that, calling out Whitney. And when Whitney has been messy and two faced, but Heather had so much energy for Bronwyn calling her two faced and messy, but you're just as two faced and messy. So, Angie, I have a question for you, beloved, because you were confusing the hell out of me in this part because you were talking about the fact that Meredith is saying that you were a backup dancer in a video with Jen, and you were like, I was never a backup dancer. And I was like, I beg to differ. I beg your findings, partner. Ma'am, you, Monica, and Jen were all in a video together. And Andy was even asking the question like, but what's the big deal? And she's just talking about she wasn't a backup dancer. And I was like, oh, but you weren't a backup dancer, but you definitely was in that video with Jen. You definitely was in the video with Jen. So I don't understand what your argument is about. Like, I'm befuddled and confused as hell, right? So then um they brought up the fact that another tweet of Angie's where she said that Lisa's G-Wagon got repossessed, right? And Lisa's like, I don't know why you said my G-Wagon got repossessed when it's in my garage with the Porsche and another car that she's getting. I was like, oh God. Okay, girl. Whatever. Go away from me. I don't care about you like that. Orange Blossom says Angie was talking like she was just Angie was talking like she just left Destiny's Child the way she went solo from Jen, right? It's like, Angie, we saw you in the video. So what are you complaining, like, what are you upset about? Like, you were in the video, ma'am. Are you trying to distance yourself from Jen? Which here's the thing. I don't have a problem with, if you want to distance yourself from Jen, girl, go for it. I applaud that. I applaud anybody distancing themselves from Jennifer Shaw. So Andy, like I said, Andy asked a question about the tweet about the G-Wagon. So Angie says that she was at dinner and someone told it to her. And child, we found out that it came from Bronwyn. I was like, oh my God. So Bronwyn said that somebody had reached out to her and told her Lisa's G-Wagon had gotten repossessed. And she was just, showing Angie the message. I was like, wow. Wow. So in a way to get back at Bronwyn, Andy, well, not in a way to get back at Bronwyn, Andy asked a question about Bronwyn's necklace that she had bought. And she was like, she thought about wearing it, but she just decided not to. She said, but maybe she should have worn it because people have things to say about it. Now, her explanation at first didn't make any sense because I was like, are you trying to say, because even Heather and Lisa and everybody was kind of confused, like, why didn't you wear it? Like, what do you have to prove to people? And I think what she was trying to prove to people is that she actually bought that damn necklace, right? And so then in a tacky way, Lisa goes about mentioning that some woman, I guess, who knows about this necklace and the earrings, had reached out to her and told her that Bronwyn never purchased the earrings and the necklace and all that kind of stuff, and that Bronwyn borrows things. And I was like, okay, most housewives borrow things. I mean, let's just be real. Even celebrities borrow shit. It's so funny and interesting to me when you think about the housewives. They love to flex and talk about what they bought and what they spent trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? But when you think about celebrities and stuff like that, there are some things that celebrities do buy, but most times celebrities do get things. They rent things for a night or for an event, and their stylist takes it back. Like, I think people have this notion of, oh, I own, like, so there are people who say, oh, I only wear things once, right? Okay. I don't know. I don't even know where that came from. Not that I care, but whatever. So the fact that, now I will say, I thought it was a little tacky and tasteless that this woman did text Lisa and is telling Lisa that Bronwyn didn't buy this stuff. If I hope somebody finds that woman's picture on social media, post that bitch, so that way she don't get no kind of clientele and no business, because that's tacky as fuck to reach out to somebody else and say what somebody else did not do. Like, I would never, like Miriam said, I would never work with that woman. Like, there would be nothing for me and that woman to say or talk about. Like, you really text somebody else to tell them my business? Like, girl, I hope that you work up on, like, I don't know, Emma, whatever your name is. I hope you're looking for another job. I really do hope you're looking for another job today, because that is terrible business. That's terrible business. If I was Bronwyn, I would find Emma on the street and rag tag that hoe. I would rag tag the hell out that hoe. Like, for real, for real. And Andy read the text messages, and he was like, and the way he looked at it, it was, I don't think it was a good thing that that woman was saying in that text message about Bronwyn, which is tacky. So then we move on to discuss Bronwyn and Lisa's relationship. And I was like, oh God, here we go. Here we go with that. Monique King says, I couldn't believe Lisa was telling the truth. That lady was out of line. She was. She was out of line. I hope it, like I said, if she works for somebody, I hope her boss fired her today. I don't ever advocate for nobody losing their jobs, but that's low. Orange Blossom says Bronwyn said Lisa's G-Wagon was repossessed. Yeah, she's out here renting necklaces. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but the thing with Bronwyn is it's not like somebody who works at that car dealership told her that. And I don't, again, let's most people rent these necklaces and stuff, jewelry, most of the stuff that we see on celebrities. They didn't buy that stuff. Someone gave it to them to wear to a red carpet to give exposure and promotion, free promotion, or a barter exchange, right? And people do it with the Housewives. Since Housewives is, highly watched, I'm pretty sure a lot of people say, hey, if I let you wear this necklace, wear these earrings, wear this dress, wear this whatever, then, you'll be on the show and it'll, talk about who gave you this, and it'll put my name in the spotlight, right? So, I mean, I think it's just Lisa. Like, I think that was tacky as hell. Let's just be real about that. So a viewer wonders if Heather's weight loss is basically the cause of her being such a mean girl this season, right? Now, what I will say about Heather and her weight loss is, and I said it from episode one, it's not the fact that I think that her weight loss has made her a mean girl. I think what Heather's weight loss has done is made her feel now like she is really a part of the popular clique, right? She's not the quote unquote fat friend anymore. She is now the same size as the rest of the women on the cast. So now she is part of the in crowd, and she's part of the popular crowd, which is something that I think Heather has always wanted, right? And Heather says that when she was heavier, that she was meaner. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. Okay. I mean, I guess, girl, if that's what you want to say. And she says that she had more confidence when she was heavier than she does currently. I'm like, very interesting. And Mary said that, she feels like Heather is different, but in a good way. And I was like, okay, I'll take that. Hey, Sean, you say Bronwyn mad she was stunned and got caught lying. Yeah, I mean, I can see your point of view. I honestly feel like maybe she did. I mean, the only thing that I say is because Bronwyn said that she wasn't work. I don't know. It's just for me. I have a problem with her. If she got caught lying, cool. I just have a problem with the woman having a conversation with Lisa about business. Like, what does venting to Lisa do for you? If Bronwyn and Todd owes you money, do like what Heather did to Monica. Sue her ass. I just think that that's bad business. Now that that is interesting that she got caught lying about the G wagon, and then she tried to deflect and be like, "Girl, this is about your tweet." She tweeted it because you told her that the G wagon got repossessed. Mm, 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 mm. So then, you guys, we move on to talk about Gwen, Bronwyn, and Lisa. Now, I will say that this conversation, oh God, you guys, I really don't want to talk about this conversation because it was a whole hell of a lot. And I felt bad for Bronwyn. And I feel bad for her daughter because Lisa went on camera and repeated something that Bronwyn asked the producers to cut. And that was nasty to me personally, right? So a viewer asked the question if Gwen, either a viewer or Andy asked, has Gwen met her grandparents, and she said no, that it's still up to Gwen. And they also asked if she meant to bring up Gwen's father to Lisa. She says she did not, and I honestly believe she probably didn't mean to bring that up. I do believe that. You guys can let me know what you think, right? So then we get Lisa over there with these fake ass tears. I'm like, girl, you only crying because you look like shit in this particular moment, because you went on the after show, which I don't watch the after show, but you went on the after show to talk about the fact um that the family told you that they thought that Bronwyn had a miscarriage. But that doesn't add up though. To me, that don't really add up when I feel like these people have known about Gwen her entire life, and they chose not to be a part of her life. And so, to save face and to make themselves look good, they're going to say, oh, let's have Lisa go on camera and say that we thought that Bronwyn had a miscarriage. Y'all all live in Salt Lake City. That girl was pregnant at 18 years ago. She was pregnant. So her belly eventually grew. So you can't tell me that somebody did not know that this girl was walking around fucking pregnant. It ain't like they put her up in a hotel for 9 fucking months. Like, I think this family is lying to save face. Sean says, I think Bronwyn lied to the family by telling them she had a miscarriage and got caught lying again. I disagree with that. I'm sorry, but I actually disagree with that. Because this is something about her, something about this family doesn't make sense. Like, because if you go back and watch the episode where Gwen did reach out to the people, they put all the blame on Bronwyn. Like, I believe that this family is trying to. These people are in the. Let's be real, you guys. These people are in the Mormon Church. They wanted Bronwyn. They didn't. They wanted. They didn't even want Bronwyn to have this baby. These people are so deep into that cultist religion that no. Mm-mm. I believe that these people knew, and I believe that these people are trying to save face at this point. Um, Sean says it added up because she didn't think the father was going to. She didn't think the father was going to name the family. Can you? Uh, I don't understand what that means, but I don't think that. I think that this family is trying. Like, I think that they're trying to save face. I really truly believe that these people are trying to save face, because you can't tell, especially in that Mormon community. That's not a big community. So I'm pretty sure someone knew and saw Bronwyn walking around, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 months pregnant, and probably went and had to go back to their family and say, "Oh, let's just say this: even if Bronwyn did say she had a miscarriage, right? Let's just go on a limb and say, yeah, Bronwyn said she had a miscarriage. Again, somebody still saw this girl pregnant and with a baby at some point in her life. She ain't hid her daughter for 18 years. Someone saw this girl that knows her and could have went to that family and said, yeah, y'all, I don't think that girl, I think she might have lied to y'all and said she had a miscarriage, but she very much so had a baby. Something is not adding up. And it could be on Brownwood's side and it could be on the family side. And it could be on both, but their family ain't squeaky clean. Their family's not squeaky clean either. Monique says something about the story just doesn't make sense. I agree. Sean says the family name would get out. She didn't know Lisa knew them. She got pregnant. Yeah, she got pregnant in college. And the family knew about his family knew that she got pregnant. So that's why I say, even if Bronwyn did say she had a miscarriage, we can just say, let's say she did say, okay, she had a miscarriage. We obviously know she didn't. So she went 9 months pregnant. Someone saw her that's not a part of her family. The Mormon community in Salt Lake City is not that big. Somebody saw that girl pregnant. And even after she had her baby, I doubt Bronwyn just left her baby with, you know, whomever she wanted to leave the baby with so that people didn't know she had a child. So at some point, this family knew about Gwen and they chose not to have a relationship with their granddaughter for God knows what reason. And let's be real about what the reason probably is. Like you said, Sean, the family name, the fact that they were teenagers, they were not married, that would be a stain on, quote unquote, the Mormon family name. That would be a stain on that family. So it would be easy for them to pretend as if Gwen didn't exist. And that's why I say I don't 100% believe the narrative that Braun said she had a miscarriage. I think that that's something that this family is going along with to make themselves look good. I really do feel like that's something that they're doing to make themselves look good. Because if they're still a part of that church, they did this to make themselves look good. They did this to make themselves look good. And that's, again, you guys can let me know what you think. And we can just, we can have a difference of opinion, but I get what you're saying. I really do. But, it's just the math with this situation, the math just ain't mathing. And it could be on, like I said, it could be a little bit of everybody. It could be a mix, what I'll say is the truth is in the middle, right? We have Bronwyn's story, we have the family story through Lisa, and the truth is somewhere within the middle. Sean says the father was unalive, so maybe they didn't think about it anymore. So they went on with their lives until they seen her on the show. See, that's the problem right there. They didn't see her on the show. They only knew about this. Here's the thing. That's why I'm saying I think the family is trying to save face because everything was done before the show even aired. Everything was done before the show even aired. The after show. Lisa said that film before the season aired. The show, it was already filmed in the canon. So that's why I say I feel like this is a narrative that the family might be putting on to save face for themselves. Because how do you explain? Because that's a good way to quote unquote explain not knowing about your granddaughter for 18 years. Having communication with your granddaughter for 18 years. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying, Sean. I really do. But like I said, it's a side eye for. It's really honestly a side eye for everybody. To be quite honest with you, it's a side eye for Bronwyn, and it's a side eye for that family. Because here's my piggyback. Their son is deceased, and you got a granddaughter out there, and that's the last piece of your son that you have. Most people want to cultivate that relationship since that is the last living relative of your son. Sean says, I don't trust Braun when she's been caught lying. True. No, I definitely get that, but it's the thing is, it's fine to not trust Bronwyn, but at the same time, we don't know like I said, it's 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 very interesting to to it. I get where you're going, but like I said, the problem is Bronwyn did have her child, so someone knew. Like even if we want to say it would be one thing if Gwen was 3, 4, 5, and 6 years old, then yeah, I'd be like, okay, cool. But Bronwyn is an adult woman. 18 years have passed by. I'm pretty sure she has Bronwyn's last name of Newport. So, and they still live in Salt Lake City. There's no way you can't tell me that those people did not know about this girl in the 18 years that she's been on this earth. If, like I said, if Gwen was 3 years old, if Gwen was 5, 6, 7, I could absolutely get where you're coming from. Be like, yeah, Braun would probably lie to those people saying she had a miscarriage, but that doesn't justify 18 years. And I'm pretty sure, Bronwyn has posted her daughter, and I'm pretty sure, even though she's excommunicated, I'm pretty sure she's still there are people that knows her family and knows, his family. Like it's got to be people that know these people. Bronwyn ain't squeaky clean, but neither is the child's Gwen's father's parents. I still think that they are so engulfed in that church, in that cult, and they've allowed this to get in between them having a relationship with their granddaughter. Because I can't remember which episode it was, but Gwen did reach out to those people and she chose not to meet them. So it's obviously something with those grandparents too. It's something with them people. Like I think it's equal blame on both sides. But Lisa, ma'am, you over there doing having a fit and crying, but you're the one that literally got on the app to show and talked about the girl having a miscarriage. And she like, what are you like? Lisa is delusional as hell and she really gets on my nerves. And I was just over her, right? She plays the victim, and it's like, you're not the victim, ma'am. You're not the victim, but okay, if that's what you want to do, go on with it, right? But I was getting annoyed at a certain point because I was like, Bronwyn, I don't know what you expect Lisa to say. She's not gonna say it. Just let it go. Andy even tried to chime in at one point and say something. I'm like, but Lisa is not going to say what you guys want her to say. Please let it go. Please let the shit go. So they eventually went to break, right? So Lisa is in her room once again, playing a damn victim. Heather was annoyed with Bronwyn. Whitney and Angie were talking about Lisa. And Bronwyn was talking to Todd about the situation with Lisa. And let's get Sean says Todd is controlling the situation too. Todd don't want them to meet. Well, at this point, it is not up to Todd because she's an 18-year-old girl. So Todd has not at this point, Todd has nothing to do with it. Like she's a full grown woman, so she can make her own decisions. Now, can Todd try to influence the decision? Yeah, but at this point, 17, 18 years old, she can make her own decisions. Now, prior to that, yeah, I feel like maybe Todd has, controlled the situation. I agree with you. But today's date, that girl's Gwen is grown. So Gwen can make her own decisions about, meeting up with her grandparents. And me personally, I wouldn't meet up with them people. I would tell them people to fuck off. Like I would tell them people to fuck the hell off because I don't. It's just something, and I'm speaking from someone who's been adopted, right? So I get, I so yeah, I'm speaking from someone who's adopted and has issues like this with my family. So that's why I say I can see that there is probably a problem with the grandparents because that's how it is in my family. Like like my family does some of the stuff that they've done. They want to place blame onto other people. Um, Orange Blossom says, I like Lisa, but I have a similar problem with her that I have with Angie. All of this standing up and crying got to stop after this season. I doubt it, it'll stop. But hopefully. Monique King says, right, Sean, Gwen would never get another penny from Todd. He runs everything. I agree with that. I agree. I I definitely get where you guys are coming from. So after that, after lunch, we see as the men join the reunion, Andy asked the question of why Robert Sr. is not there. And Mary said he got a piece in his life and he doesn't want to be a part of this show. And I was like, I do not blame Robert Sr. for not wanting to be a part of this show. The way that they ridiculed and talked about Mary's marriage and her church, I do not blame her. I do not blame Mary whatsoever. Um, so what happened after that? Oh, you guys, I'd be forgetting that Meredith is a lawyer because he asked Seth if he had any proof, and he said no. He'll leave that to the lawyer who says she has some, right? So then we talk about Bronwyn and Todd, and honestly, I think Bronwyn and Todd prepped themselves for this reunion and any questions about their marriage because this just gave manufactured to me. So they showed the package of Bronwyn and Todd, right? And I think Bronwyn and Todd have watched the show and have, saw what the viewers have said about their relationship and the way that Todd talks to Bronwyn and all this kind of stuff. And I think that they came up with this cookie cutter answer because, someone asked if Bronwyn was worried about bringing Todd on the show because of how, vocal he is, right? And she says that she lets Todd be him. And I was like, okay, he was gonna be him regardless. Like, I don't think there was anything that you could have said or done that would make Todd not be who Todd is, right? I think Todd showed us who he is, and it is what it is, right? So Bronwyn says that after the show they have a stronger relationship. I don't know if I believe that, but okay. So Brahma said that she's taking a look at herself watching the show and the jokes that she made about her. She'll make about herself and about her marriage. She says that she likes to, which I'll give her this because I am one of those people too, right? I'm gonna make a joke about myself before anybody else can, right? Like I'll joke about my ears because my ears are big. I'll joke about my feet because I have big ass feet, right? So I will make jokes about myself before anybody else can ever do it to me, right? But like I said, I still think that this was pre. I really feel like they prepared themselves for this reunion and any of these questions that they got, right? So then Todd said that, he realized that he can be rough and he can be blunt and he's working on it. I said, are you really? Okay, if you say so. So then Andy asked him, so prior to y'all coming on the show, was there anything that was off limit? And Todd said the only thing that was off limit was Gwen. And I was like, okay, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I just really think that I think that was rehearsed. I think y'all prepared yourselves for this reunion. Sean says that speech about the marriage is BS. I agree. Yeah, I was listening to that. And I was like, Brown, girl, I think y'all rehearsed this shit. You can't tell me that y'all didn't. So then somehow we get into the comment about what Lisa said on the after show. Now, John Barlow, I got something for you because you waited until season 5 to now pipe up about Lisa. You ain't never had shit to say in past seasons when it came to Lisa. But now this season, you want to be so vocal. John, sit down, please and thank you. You're not a tough guy. Like the way that you came at Justin this earlier in this season, I wasn't here for because your wife start like John, your wife starts stuff. Your wife starts shit, and now this season you want to get involved in it. John, sit down. That's all I gotta say. Oh wow, that plane is a little bit low. Yeah, that's the interesting question. Why did Bronwyn bring like why did she bring up the father if that was off limits? I just don't understand that. Like that part I don't get. it still makes no sense to me why she brought up the father. I know she's trying to say that Lisa said that Gwen looks like her. Well, you know what? To Brahma's defense, it wasn't on camera, but then they brought it to the camera because it wasn't on camera. It was when they were on the plane coming back that they talked about her, Gwen's father. Just very interesting. But overall, that was part one, you guys. I enjoyed part one of the reunion. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And until the next time, do me a solid favor, you guys. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I will catch you guys for... So I still got to record Abbott Elementary. I've already watched it, got the notes. We just got to upload it and then record it and upload it. So that'll be up sometime tonight. And then we'll go live tomorrow for episode number 5 of The Traitors, you guys. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.